Hey, we're gonna start in just a little bit. I'm just finishing up some stuff. Give me a minute. All right, we're gonna get started. All right, let me just transition over. Hi, everyone. Let's just get that preset up. Whoa. How are we today? I'm just finishing doing a few things, so. To make sure I test that before we start. Okay. So that's good to go whenever. And make sure that, and I need that. All right. So we're gonna play some Malice. Oh, is the chat a little slow? Darn it! Oh gosh. Okay. I don't think I can change much of that. It's not on slow mode, is it? Hold on. Chat's a little slow. Okay. Oh okay. It's not on slow mode, so it should be fine. Hold on. Frickin' things are always being so fickle. Chat. All right. Hopefully it speeds up. I have no idea. But we're going to be playing some Malice today, which I'm very excited about. Love this game. It is my favorite Otome to date. So I am very, very excited to be playing today. All right, let me just make sure everything is set up on the Switch. Just make sure that's not... Okay, no, it's still done. Okay. Brilliant. Load. Yes. Okay. So everything is loaded up. So let us go ahead and turn off stream music. And we'll get this on instead. Honestly, what is one of my streams without some kind of technical difficulties? All right, but let's go ahead and transition over. All right, brilliant. So this is where we left off. I have a walkthrough. I have a walkthrough, so I won't have to worry too much about everything. Hopefully. We'll find out. But yes. Oh, maybe I should move chat just the tightest bit. Because... I actually hadn't practiced. I hadn't touched it. In a moment. Let's move you out and down. Okay, that looks a bit better. Also, before we actually hop in, something that happened behind the scenes yesterday is, oh my lord, I'm so sad. Like, I'm laughing, but my heart is broken. My laptop, which had like all of the clips for my channel that I've been editing on it with like my editing software and film stuff, the screen just has a black bar across it, right down the middle of it now, and the monitor is broken. So I no longer have a laptop, and I have been scrambling since last night to move everything over to my PC. So that was how I spent my night. I was up to like, I think 2, getting everything organized. And then I slept in today because I needed the rest. I wanted to sleep. But yes, I've been scrambling since then to move everything over to my PC. And now my laptop is out of commission. This is the second time my monitor on my laptop has stopped working. And I don't have the money to go get it replaced. I can't. Right now, like, I do not have the money. It's like also like right around Christmas time. I don't have the money to be like going and splurging to like get my computer fixed. It's like $400 something, and I have so many other things I have to buy. I just don't. I have a PC and it works. It's unfortunate that my PC is in a room that is not occupied by myself. So, oh my gosh, which is why we started late, because the person who does occupy this room doesn't get the gist of a schedule. And I told them I was going to start streaming at 4, thinking that they know it's like a 15-minute. I'll have a 15-minute call, because I always do. I always get here about 15 minutes before I start, and then at 10 minutes I start streaming, and then like at what is it? 8? Not 8. Like 3:59 or 3:58, I start like talking, and I start streaming, and I start interacting with people and on chat. And they were freaking in here being like, you didn't give me enough time to move things. And I'm like, I told you I started 4. And they were like, yeah, it's not 4 yet. I'm like, it is 3:57. You had all day to pack your stuff up, and you're just now doing it. So I'm giving mad side eye to that person, but Lord. And now I'm done my coffee. I will say though, today is a rare occurrence and Prophet, and like all of y'all are gonna be so proud of me. There is a plate of food sitting right next to me. I have food today. I have food. I have lovely food. I've got chicken tendies, onion rings, and some waffle fries. And I'm eating them throughout the stream today. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna pull up that walkthrough because that's something I need. Oh, I have to turn this on mute. Oops. Oh, it's on blasted volume. Whoopsies. Yeah. Let's go nutrition. Yeah. But yeah, I have a walkthrough. It was so nice though earlier today. I literally had time to like do a vocal warm up. I got to sing some songs. I taught myself a completely new piece in like 10 minutes. It was lovely. And I've just been singing it for the past little bit. It was lovely. I should do a karaoke stream. That'd be fun. But yeah, that is you're good taking care of yourself. Yes, I am. I have food today. Not the healthiest food, but it's food nonetheless. I've got water, and I am ready to get started. Okay, but let's play. I turned around to see Sasazaka there. What is it?
お前、なんで迷った？
Huh?
考えさせろって言ってたけど、お前に俺たちを拒否る理由ってあるの？柳さんはああ言ってたけど、お前がどんな答えを出すにせよ、お前自身が X デー事件の手がかりなのは変わらない。少なくとも俺は簡単に逃がす気ねえから。
Yeah, no, I think it'd be fun. I'd have to download a few pieces, just so that way, no ads, because no ads. If I don't have ads on my channel yet, I'm not sponsoring people. So yeah, I'm gonna get a few pieces. It's just like an hour. I just don't know, because it'd be a pretty short stream. Otherwise, I'm singing for like 3 hours. So I might do a mixed stream of like, I play like some games, and I'll do some like karaoke like after a while, or like I'll do karaoke first and then we'll play some games, because I'm like 3 hours of singing. Maybe that's not the best idea for me right now. Also, it's like I get bored after a while of singing, but we'll see. We'll see. Okay. What's that supposed to mean?
使い道のあるバカなら利用するだけ。なんでわかんねえの？
Sasazaka's eyes narrowed into irritation, and then suddenly, he yanked my muffler hard. Hey!
黙れ。
Sasaka was Sasaka was glowering at me. That's a weird word. He stared at me with what looked to me like hatred. Oh, it's so pretty. I love this game. I love this game so much. I love this boy specifically is my favorite character. Sasaka Takeru. I love this man. I don't ask me why. There's a short coming out of it. There's a short coming up for that, but like I love this man. But we're not doing his route first because by request of a friend, we're doing Window Man. Window Man is first. Okay. So Sasaka was glowering at me with a stare that looked to me like hatred. A chill ran down my spine. So much chills running down spines the past 2 days, and I froze.
命がかかってるからって誰もがお前に同情すると思うな。
It was shocking. It was a shocking statement. Yanagi, on the other hand, had said he didn't want to let me die. The moment of safety I had felt had vanished. Oh, I guess I should do I'll do a quick recap. Put it simply, female character, they are trapped in Shinjuku. Shinjuku is on lockdown because of a terrorist attack, and they're trying to trap the criminals inside. Every civilian over the age of 20 now carries guns because government fucking sucks. Our girl one day gets a call and goes to Shinjuku Garden and is knocked out, and when she wakes up, she has a collar on her that someone is talking through and is told that there is poison, and if she tells anyone that there is a collar on her and that the people who are controlling the terrorist attack, which is known as Adonis, and the whole thing is called X Day, she will be killed by poison, and the poison will be injected into her through the collar. 3 men save her from dying on the first night, and she is now talking with them and is supposed to join them in investigating X-Day cases. That's about it. That's about as much as you need to know. That's the general recap of what you've missed thus far. We've just met all of the boys. This is one of them. And we are in the process of thinking about whether or not it is a good idea to join them in their investigation. Any questions? Oh my lord. Yeah, this is about it. This is about it. Yum, 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 yum. Are we good? Do we have any questions? Or are we recapped? No question seems cool. Great. Glad my explanation was perfect. All right. Bubble in my throat. I realized that even for a moment, I had allowed myself to think I was in a sympathetic environment. But he's different. Yeah, he is. He's my boy. I could be killed at any moment. Did he really not care at all?
お前に自覚があろうとなかろうと、アドニスがお前に何らかの価値を見出してるのは事実だ。
Why do I find this attractive? Don't look at me. I like a man who belittles me occasionally because it just makes me want to bonk him on the head.
このつながりを無駄にできるかよ。どんな推挙か知らねえけど、向こうも真相にたどり着けって言ってんだ。忘れたか。首輪のやつは言ったろ。お前を通して俺らのことも見てるってな。俺は事件を解決するためだけに動いてる。そのためにお前の存在が必要だってんなら絶対に逃がさねえ。
By the way, I will not be reading the stuff that is voice acted. I mentioned it in the first stream of Color X Malice, but just for my sake and for your ears, I thought it'd be better if we just enjoyed the Japanese voice actors, and I figured y'all are probably better at reading than I am. So, yeah, we're just gonna enjoy the voice actors. That's... I replied, in a voice cracking with fear. I'm following a walkthrough. You don't care if I die. You don't even care if I die. Overcome with emotion, I blurted out an indigent question. Sasazaka rolled his eyes.
救いようのねえバカだな。
No, you love me. Get over yourself, sir. With that, he let me go. Huh?
答える気にもなれねえ。お前がそう思うんならそうなんじゃねえの？
I...
黙れバカ猫。察しの悪いバカにご丁寧に説明してやるほど俺は親切じゃねえんだよ。
Don't ask why I like this man. Why do I like this man? As I've said, I think I just like men in video games who abuse me with words. I don't know why. It's a weird type. If someone were to do it in actual life, I'd probably beat the shit out of them. But like in games, I like a man who bickers. So Sasuke exasperatedly looked at me again and sighed in disgust. I wish I could stick my tongue out. I wish my model could. It would be funny.
いいか。とにかくお前の選択肢に俺たちから逃げるってのは存在しねえ。黙って捜査に加わるか、俺らに見張られ利用されるかの二択だ。その上でどっちがマシかを考えろ。分かったな。
はい。ありがとうございます。Under Sasuke's ice cold glare, I finally nodded.
バカ猫。
バカ猫ですか？
忘れるなよ。
かわいい。Leaving me with that, Sasazaka went back inside without a second glance. Feeling like a fugitive, I checked behind me once again once I reached the intersection. I saw him go back inside, so I knew he wouldn't have come after me. But still, I want to hurry up and get home. I was staring at the red light when I was suddenly tapped on the shoulder. Huh? I jumped in surprise and spun around.
ごめんね。
いえ。
さっき探偵事務所にいた子だよね。
はい。The SP guy. Oh, SP stands for special protection, I believe. I don't remember exactly. They're basically like the people who like think of like policemen who protect like high-figured people like presidents and pop stars and high-profile people. That's what he does. Okay. Not knowing why he had approached me, I nodded cautiously. That's right. I had a request for them. It was a detective agency, so I thought that would be a good bluff, but his eyes went wide.
依頼できた？
Yes?
おかしいな。基本的に依頼は受けていないって聞いたんだけど。
Oh my lord, this man is so cute. What? Wait, really? Alarmed by this sudden twist, I thought back to what Yanagi said.
あの男は X デイ事件を捜査中の俺たちを守るという任務についている。警視庁警備部警護課の岡崎警だ。どういう理由で SP を俺たちにつけているのか、警察の意図は分かっていない。
I knew that Yanagi was independently pursuing the X-Day cases. It was in other words, this man knew the detective agency was just a front. Regretting such an obvious lie, I scrambled desperately for a cover. They made an exception for me. I had nowhere else to turn, so I begged them and they took my job. What a terrible excuse.
君が土下座したの？
Yes, I needed their help. I had no choice.
そうそれは大変だったね
He gave me a look of pity. I'm sure I would do the same in his position. The signal changed, so I'll be off now. Goodbye. I tried to leave as quickly as possible.
あ待って女の子の一人歩きは危ないから家まで送ってあげる
He tugged on my sleeve and smiled. This is bad. I'll be fine. It's right around the corner.
遠慮しなくてもいいよほら行こう
Persistent motherfucker. I could never decide between Okazaki and Takeru, but eventually I decided I liked Takeru more. But we'll see. It's been a while since I have watched Okazaki's route. We'll see if my opinion has changed. Okazaki took my hand and started walking. He's pushier than I expected. What should I do?
あ自己紹介がまだだったよね俺は岡崎圭
I know. Of course. I didn't say that out loud.
ちょっと事情があってあの事務所にはよく行くんだ
I know that too. After another mental comeback, I took some time to consider my next move. I'm glad my holster concealed under my coat. I'm glad my holster's concealed under my coat. If not, he'd know that I was a cop. Well, I mean, he could just look you up. No matter how many times I said I was fine, he wouldn't listen. And now we neared my house. I didn't prompt the subject, but he'd been talking about the detective agency the entire time we'd been walking.
ね安心してとっても優秀な人たちの集まりだからきっと君の依頼をこなしてくれるよ
I see. Well, they were police officers, so that makes sense.
真面目で芯の強い人たちなんだ多分君も接していけばわかると思う
Okazaki's gentle smile made me a little curious about why he was assigned by the police to protect the group. Or was he? It's right here. If I just picked a different apartment to lose him, he'd follow me. He'd follow, and I know I was lying. With that in mind, I thought I'd just head directly to my place.
またね
See you around. I wait. Hello? Go up. Sorry. I wanted as little to do with him as possible. But if he was protecting Yanagi's group, I'd run into him again if I went there. Wait a second. This letter from the criminals. He could have planted them, right? He works for the police, so he could have slipped in the first letter with the files. He comes in through the window, so he could have left the second letter in the office.
それじゃバイバイ
Bye-bye. Yes. Thank you very much for your help. I stared at his back as he walked away. Okazaki. He spoke as if he knew quite a bit about Yanagi's group. They're the people he's protecting, so that's perfectly natural, but only a certain caliber of person worked in the SP. There should be many other people in this town worth protecting in a city this dangerous. Yet he was protecting Yanagi's group. Something's definitely off. The longer I thought about it, the more I felt like I couldn't trust him. To begin with, the first letter indicated that a criminal was in the station, or that there was a traitor in the ranks. But why me? You won't like the reason. Even more questions are now filled with my head. It's nice knowing kind of the whole plot and just teasing the idea in the streams. Y'all find out. I know, but you'll find out. She is one of our sympathizers, and a woman with the potential to inherit our will, so treat her with courtesy. A sympathizer. Though Yanagi's group and Okazaki were linked, I had no idea who that term applied to. I couldn't think of anyone who'd sympathize with the perpetrators of the X-Day murders. Who put the collar on me? Why do they want me? I don't know anything. Collar has been added to materials. When I got home, I sat down on my bed to think instead of changing my clothes. What should I do now? My thoughts traveled a maze of twisty passages all alike.
いたのかよ。
Kazuki! Kazuki Hoshino, 18. Kazuki. My brother Kazuki came into the living room. The clock read 7 a.m. It was about time for him to wake up. Morning. Sorry, I didn't make breakfast. Yay! Okay, go enjoy Seduce Me. Don't worry about me. Go have fun. Bye! I'll see you next stream. Schedule will be out Sunday.
いらない。それより、今日はいいの？
Nope. I'll rest a bit and then I'll head into work. I'm busy this evening, so I think I'll be home late.
あっそ。
With that, Kazuki left the room. Normally, I'd say, I'll make breakfast now, and then force him to eat it, but honestly, I didn't have the strength now. Frankly, I had my hands full. I need to get some sleep. I wasn't in the mood to do anything, so I plopped onto my bed and closed my eyes. But slumber didn't take me. In the end, I didn't sleep a wink, and it was time for work. December 6th, 5 p.m. I came to work tired, so I made a lot of careless mistakes. Mochida sent me home early, so I groggily made my way to the train station. I still have time left to burn before I'm supposed to meet Saiki. I wonder if there's anywhere near the pub where I can kill time.
ねえ君
Not again! Window man! Ugh, man, today was horrible. I caused a lot of trouble for Mochida too.
あれ聞こえてないねえ君
Today I should go over to Yanagi's office and decide what I...
わ
Gah!
やっと気づいてくれたさっきから声かけてたんだよ
Okazaki? Sorry, I was deep in thought. We parted ways this morning. I didn't expect to run into him here again. They were serious about him being ghostly.
ねそこの公園でちょっと話さない
Huh? Talk? I wasn't thinking quite quickly enough for this. We both work at the police. Oh my gosh. We both work for the police, so I didn't want to let anything slip. I'll just have to apologize and turn him...
じゃあ行こ
What?
うダメ
I have plans already.
ちょっとだけでもダメかな
Don't puppy eyes me. He looked at me like an abandoned puppy dog, and my reluctance faded. No, it's fine.
よかったそれじゃはい
He casually swiped up my hand, and I knew that I was trapped now. This park used to be bustling with children playing. Any person who was younger than 20 was now escorted by an adult guardian until they got home. Nobody knew when something might happen, so most people kept their children at home. That's why the park was so empty.
ここ座ろっか
Okay. What are we going to talk about anyways? We were sitting on the bench, but Okazaki didn't seem like he was going to say anything. I just sat quietly and sadly looked at the abandoned park. I felt pressure on my shoulder, and I saw... This man! Oh. Oh my lord. He's sleeping? Huh? You've got to be kidding me. He's not just faking? I watched him for a bit, and he really did seem to be asleep. He just instantly fell asleep in public. Was this guy really an SP officer? Now what? I can't move. Having said that, I couldn't bring myself to wake Okazaki, who was sleeping so soundly. I'd heard the SP work was really tough. Maybe he didn't get enough. Maybe he doesn't get enough sleep. Just a little while then. I was sure he'd wake up in a bit. Thinking that, I stayed still. Okazaki showed no signs of waking up at all. It's already been been half an hour, and it's getting really hard to hold this position. I kind of feel bad, but I'm waking him up. Okazaki. Please wake up. The sun's already going down. Okazaki!
あれもう朝
At last, Okazaki sleepily opened his eyes. No, it's evening.
あ、そっか。君と一緒だったね。
For some reason, Okazaki didn't get off my shoulder. Then he gently laughed.
よかった。やっぱり君は悪い人じゃないね。
Huh?
だって安心して眠れたから。
His tone seemed to be genuinely warm and friendly. I'm not sure I get it, but I think he's genuinely thanking me. I'm glad you were able to get some rest, Okazaki.
ありがとう。やっぱり君って優しい子だね。
You said you had something to discuss?
話、あ、そうそう。そういえば君、
Oh no.
名前なんて言うの？
Namai. That's I didn't want to associate with him if possible, so I shouldn't give him my name. But I thought it would be even more suspicious if I didn't give him my name.
今朝タケルくんが君をバカ猫って呼んでたけど。
Huh? This morning? Back then? He was there? It wouldn't be strange for him to be watching the area around the office, but I didn't even notice him.
もしかして猫って名前なの？珍しいね。
No! Something like that.
そっか。じゃあ猫さんって呼べばいいのかな？
Sure, that's...
じゃあこれからはそう呼ぶね。猫さんって可愛い響きだな。
Oh my lord. This conversation has taken a weird turn. I guess I can just consider it a nickname.
それにしても君って嘘がつけなさそうだよね。
No. Oh, really?
やっぱり。
You might have realized that cat isn't exactly my name. I felt terrible lying to a fellow officer, but the criminal would be listening too. If I tell him what's going on, it might endanger both of us. Thinking, I gripped my hands tightly.
誰にだって隠し事はあるよ。
Eh?
何かを守るために必要な隠し事と誰かを傷つける嘘は違う。俺にはわかるよ。君は嘘がつけない子。だから君の嘘は誰かを傷つけない。
Okazaki. His direct words and confident tone sounded like he'd seen through everything. I was bewildered. But strangely, my heart felt a little lighter.
俺はね、君みたいにまっすぐな子が好き。自分がそうはなれないから。
Huh? I blinked. Entranced by his gentle, smiling eyes, I felt like he was straightforward. He was the straightforward one, not I. That made my guilt return with a vengeance. So, if I were to tell a lie that hurt you, what would you do?
少し悲しくなるかな。
Okazaki's glum expression was so faint, it looked like his world would crumble. I was concerned about Okazaki's expression, but he said he had to return to work and just left. I thought I'd have to be on my guard, but maybe it was just the atmosphere. He just backed off. I don't want to suspect Okazaki. I met up with Saiki at the pub, and gloomily took a seat.
ご注文は
And, oolong.
生をジョッキで2つ。
Don't make me drink. Saiki, I'm sorry to be a drag, but I'm not really up for drinking today.
じゃあ生ビール1つと。
Oolong tea, please.
生ビールとウーロン茶ですね。少々お待ちください。
I sighed in relief and used the hot towel. I'm tired, but I'm meeting Yanagi's group immediately after this. It wouldn't be a good idea to drink. I felt guilty for not being able to drink with Saiki because he invited me here.
前から約束してたのに一人だけウーロン茶とかさ。なんだよ、付き合い悪くないか。
Sorry. I pulled an all-nighter, so I'm really beat.
冗談だよ。付き合ってくれただけ感謝してるって。
I was looking forward to today too. It's been a long while since we went drinking together.
そう言ってもらえると嬉しいけどさ。まあでもあんま無理すんなよ。悩み事溜め込むのは良くないぞ。
え？
今日も署内でお前見かけたんだけど、気もそぞろっていうか、ただの睡眠不足ってだけじゃない気がしてさ。特防なりの苦労もあるって知ってるし、何か力になれることがあったら遠慮なく言えよ。
Saiki. His words made me tear up. Maybe it's because I was so dejected.
あ、でも今月金欠で金関係は力になれないかもしれない。
Oh my... And that jarred me right back to reality. It was so like him.
いやほら、警察官も人間だからさ、金欠の時もあるって。
Yeah, sure.
普通だったら男の俺がおごるとこを毎回割り勘にしてくれてる星野には感謝してる。マジで。
Sir, it's not a big deal. We've split the tab for as long as I've known you. While we chatted, the server returned with our drinks.
ああ、やっぱ星野は話がわかるな。なんかさ、同じ交番勤務のやつと飲みに行ったんだけどさ、俺が警察官になったのは人々の幸せと世界平和のためって言ったら爆笑されてさ、どこがいけないんだっつうの。純粋な夢だと思うだろな。
Yeah, after all, you are keeping the peace around here, Saiki.
ああ、こう見えて結構子供たちにも慕われてるんだ。
I can see that. You're a pretty friendly guy, Saiki.
まあな。そういや、星野が警察官目指した理由、真面目だったよな。
Oh. Serious? Not really. I just wanted to help people who were in need.
ああ、そうそう。昔財布を拾って交番に届けたらすっげえ感謝されたんだっけ？
Yeah, I didn't do anything special, but I felt pretty happy knowing that I could help somebody out.
今も特防で困ってる人の悩みを聞いてるし、お前は間違いなく誰かの役に立ってるよ。
Really? I hope so.
俺が言うんだから間違いないって。まあ、全部を救うなんてのは難しいけどさ。せめて自分の手が届く場所にいる人が悲しんでたら助けたいよな。
Yeah, you're right. My conversation with Psyche helped me to remember my conviction. He's right. I was trapped in this situation, and I stopped looking around me. Right now, the X-Day killings have everyone in the police station on edge. At this very moment, somebody in this town might be targeted. The problem wasn't the collar on my neck. The problem wasn't the collar on my neck. The X-Day incidents were the root of it all. The X-Day incidents were the root of it all. My duty is to preserve peace in Shinjuku. No matter what, I have an obligation to everyone to pursue this until the end. If there was even a chance that I'd help someone who was in a situation like me, a police officer should do whatever they can. This is no time to hesitate. Thanks a lot, Psyche. I'm feeling much better thanks to you.
よくわからないけど力になれたんならよかった。よし、気分も良くなってきたし、ビールおかわり。
I'm not babysitting you. Hey, maybe you should stop.
みんなまとめて。
Oh my lord.
俺が面倒見てやるからな。
And I'm babysitting. Psyche, you're drinking too much. Come on, let's go home. Psyche kept throwing back beers until he ended up passing out on the table. I urged him to get up and shook his body, but I knew he wouldn't wake up in that state. Psyche! Psyche! Hey, wake up!
引っ張るなって。これだから人気者は辛いね。
You wish. Jeez. He always drinks so much, even though he can't hold his alcohol. Oh, a text. Watching Psyche mutter incoherently in his sub-pour, I took out my phone. Still at work? It's Yanagi. Oh no, it's already so late. It was already past 10 o'clock. I'm sorry, I'll head over shortly. Anytime you can find. I'll be there around 11. I hurriedly replied and closed my phone. Excuse me, may we have the check, please?
はい、少々お待ちください。
Psyche, get ready to go. I called him and pulled on his arm, but Psyche wouldn't return from dreamland. Damn it, Psyche!
はい。
That woke him up. Through some miracle, he made it out of the pub, but Psyche wasn't steady on his feet. I'll call a cab for you once we're at the main road. Just hang in there until then.
大丈夫だって。歩いて帰れるから。走っても帰れる。
That's crazy! Hey, look out! Before I could grab Psyche's arm, he plowed right into somebody who happened to be walking in front of him. I'm sorry. Ah! It was Enomoto.
お前なんでこんなとこに
Both of our eyes went wide, as we never expected to bump into each other here. Once he noticed drunk Psyche, his white eyes narrowed, and Enomoto frowned.
ってお前飲みの帰り今日うちの事務所に来るって
I
言ってなかったっ
didn't
け
drink! Ugh. I already had a prior engagement today. I texted Inagi that I'd come afterwards.
は
Oh, is Enomoto in a bad mood? He gave Psyche a sideways glance.
あそいつお前の彼氏
No! Huh? No! Psyche and I don't have that kind of relationship.
ふん必死に否定するとこが怪しいっ
I
つうか
swear.
まあ 俺には関係ない。
What is fucking? Why are you in a fucking bad mood? And yet you still asked.
え、相当飲んでるみたいだけど、そいつどうすんだよ。さすがに道に捨てるわけにはいかねえだろうし、タクシーでも拾ってやろうか。
Well, let me think. I'm a bit worried, so I'll probably have to take him home.
はあ？送るってお前それ、男の家に行くのか？
Well, yeah.
なんつうかそれはさすがにまずくない
Excuse
か？
me? Huh? Bad? I've already had to take him home many times before.
何回もって、お前、彼氏じゃない男の家に行くとか軽すぎねえ。
Take a fucking chill pill. Enomoto seemed to be in shock. And he backed away from me. Enomoto?
お前、そいつに気があるんじゃねえの？
Oh my lord. What? I told you before, it's not like that between us.
ムキになるとこがますます怪しいな。そもそもだ、二人っきりで飲むとか、なんか間違いあってもおかしくねえし。
We were classmates at the police academy. Enomoto's eyes were full of doubt. What reason does he have to be looking at me like that? We'd only just met recently, and he'd used up all the patience I had for him. Enomoto, knock it off. I'm going to get angry.
なんだよ。つか、もう怒ってんじゃねえか。
I wonder why. What do you expect? You keep asking the same question and then you don't listen to me. We silently glared at each other.
なんだよ。声が頭に響く。
God damn it. Stirring, Psyche opened his eyes.
あれ、この人誰？
Huh? I paused at a loss for an explanation. I couldn't tell Psyche the truth.
言えないような関係ってことは。わかった。お前の彼氏だ。
No!
え、違うのか？
Of course you are!
そうだよ。誰がこんな女と。
What? A girl like this?
あ、いや、だってよ。
I wish my model could look angry.
思ったより気が強いっつうか。
What?
ああ、もうとにかく、お前は俺のタイプじゃね
Oh my lord. Well, you're not my type at all either. When I raised my voice during this tit for tat, Enomoto seems to stiffen in his surprise.
え。へえ、そっか。お前のタイプじゃなくてよかった。
Okay. He was hanging his head in shame now. Did I overdo it? But he's the one that insinuated all this nonsense. Instigated. That was instigated.
頭痛い。
I looked over at Psyche, whose face had turned an unhealthy shade of green. Oh, fuck.
おい、お前、大丈夫か？
Here we go.
ダメかも。
Psyche, get a hold of yourself. I'm getting a taxi right now. Oh, my lord. In the end, Enomoto stepped in and helped me prop up the drunken Psyche. He didn't hesitate and rushed in and graciously helped out. I really needed his help with Psyche. After that argument, this was a surprise, but I guess I don't know him that well. We got out of the taxi in front of the office, and I turned to Enomoto. You really helped us out. Thank you.
いいよ、別に。
And,
俺は、お前のことを疑ってっから。
out of the blue and and something of nothing. Enomoto blindsided me.
お前が犯人と繋がってる可能性が高いってのは間違いない事実だからな。柳先輩が捜査に加えるって言うなら従うけど、変に期待すんなよ。
I was pretty stunned that he would just come right out and say that to my face. I understand. It's natural that you would suspect me. Whether he understood me or not, the mistrust I saw reflected in his eyes was hurtful.
そもそも昨日今日会った人間を信用しろって方が難しい話だし、そこはお前だって同じなんじゃねえか。
I didn't know how to answer that, so I just kept quiet. However, he just looked at me disdainfully.
たださ、柳先輩は悪いことできる人じゃねえから。タケルも口は悪いけど頭はいいし、人をバカにすっけど話せばわかることもほとんどないけど、ごくごく稀にあるっていうか。
I'm not really following him.
白石さんはまあ警戒した方がいいな。
Yes, I've gathered that much.
ひでえやつだなお前。
I didn't expect you to just agree with me. We shared a small smile. I felt like the first genuine smile I'd seen from him, so I relaxed a little.
じゃ、とりあえず事務所行くか。なんだかんだ遅くなっちまったな。
Of course. Lord. Did I get it? No, I didn't. That's just a fly just flying around here, and I just want it dead. Okay, of course we can't trust each other, but I can feel that Enomoto wants to be able to believe in other people. Aside from me, that is. It seemed like he was just trying to make a point, but I didn't know what that point was. Still, when I watched him from behind, I didn't feel like he was capable of evil. He's not. He's a good boy. December 6th, 11:30 p.m. Yanagi, Sasazaka, and okay, there's no and. Yanagi, Sasazaka, Enomoto, and I continued our conversation from this morning. Apparently, Tsuraishi was unable because he was occupied with police work. Oh, shit. What is that? Okay, it is charging. It's weird. Okay, it was. That was weird. First order of business was my answer. As a police officer, I want to solve the X-Day cases as soon as possible. I also really want to remove this collar. Solving the X-Day cases do both. Solving the X-Day cases do both, so I'll do that. But given the situation at the police station, I can only do so much, especially since I have no investigation experience. All of you have been investigating the X-Day incidences for quite some time now. I may not be much help, but would you please allow me to work with you? They considered how to deal with me. As long as I was possibly tied to the perps, they'd have reservations about my inclusion. Inwardly, I trembled with anticipation and anxiety.
わかった。当事者のお前が決めたことなら、俺はその意思を尊重したい。
ま、どのみちこいつから目を離すわけにはいかないしな。
近くにいれば、いざって時にも対応できるだろう。
They all responded differently, but it seemed like they'd all accept me into the group. I was relieved.
こいつが加わるとして捜査体制は変えないんだろう。
ああ。お前たちには今まで通り X デイ事件の捜査を続けてもらう。首輪の構造を調べられない時点でやれることも限られるしな。今は各事件の情報収集が先決だ。
Enomoto nodded, though his face showed a look of displeasure.
気になってたんだけど。
Sasazaka stared daggers, not at me, rather directed at Enomoto.
お前、最近操作してる？
For the slightest of moments, Enomoto stiffened up.
そんなの当然だろ。この俺を誰だと思ってんだっつうの。
お前だから疑ってんだ。このエキセントリックバカ。俺の質問に答えろ。
Alright, mean food.
うるせえな。今は星野の役割を決めるんだろ。
ああ？ごまかすんじゃねえよ、エセ眼帯野郎。
ごまかしてねえし、適当なこと言うな、サイバーワカメが。
Guys, now's not the time to be fighting.
いい加減にしておけ。
My investigation was futile. My intervention was futile. No, I didn't intervene at all. Yanagi got all of them settled down with a mere sentence.
榎本、俺もここ最近お前が捜査に本腰を入れているようには見えなかったが、何か問題があるなら相談に乗る。隠さずに言ってくれ。
Yanagi was trying to calm him down, but Enomoto seemed more restless.
俺のことはもういいっすから、大丈夫だし、話進めてください。
そうか、わかった。それから星野、お前にも確認しておきたいことがある。事件を捜査するにあたって、お前の希望はあるか？
A preference? The nature of the MO of the X-Day crimes changed from month to month. None of the cases have been solved, aside from September, where the suspect died, so we should look into the other months. If I chose to investigate a case that someone was already assigned to, we'd obviously end up working together. Seeing as how that is the case, I should choose my preference carefully.
バカ猫も知ってるだろうが、X デー事件はアドニスによる組織的犯行だ。例えば、8月の実行犯がお前を拉致した事件に関わってなくても、首輪について知ってる可能性は高い。どの月にしても犯人を捕まえて吐かせればいい。首輪を外す方法と仕組んだやつについてな。
I see.
9月の事件みたいに自殺されない限り、実行犯を捕まえりゃ何かしら組織とのつながりは出てくるはずだしな。手紙にあった X デイ事件の真実っつうのも手がかりが得られるんじゃねえの？
そう簡単にいけばいいが。
Adonis has been added to materials.
星野、お前にも明日から捜査に加わってもらう。事件の概要を改めて頭に入れておいてくれ。
Yes.
あとお前には署内にいる人間から警察の情報を引き出してもらうからな。
え？
お前の使い道って言えば今のとこそれくらいしかないし。
おいおいおい、それミスってバレたらクビじゃねえか。
それはこいつの努力次第だろう。現に白石さんはうまく抜いてる。
I'll be fine. Wait, you're using... Are you telling me that Shiraishi is leaking information from the police department to you?
まああの人は容量いいからな。バカ猫に期待はしねえけど。白石さんは気まぐれだし、欲しい情報が条件付きの時もある。お前がうまく使えれば手間が減る。そもそもお前に選択権なんてないだろう。黙って従え、バカ猫。
Uh-huh. Ugh. Sasaka was really scary. How is this bitch scary? He's funny. He acts all intimidating, but he's really just a child. Annoyingly, I couldn't think of a comeback to his demeaning put-downs.
警察組織の人間であるお前が安易に情報を流せないのは当然だ。 できる範囲でいい。内部で信用できそうなやつから少しでも多く情報を集められれば、お前自身の役にも立つだろう。
I'm not assigned to investigations, so yeah.
だが、警察に事情を明かせない以上、誰彼構わずというわけにはいかない。笹塚。
At Yanagi's behest, Sasazaka turned his computer screen so that I could see.
情報を引き出すならまず鑑識課に行け。で、この女を呼び出せ。
There was an image of a woman on the screen, along with a brief profile. It said her name was Kotoho Sukuragawa, and that she worked in forensics.
おお、桜川さんか。確かにあの人ならやり方次第じゃ力になってくれるかもな。
いや、断られることはない。こいつにはお前に協力するよう約束を取り付けてあるからな。
お前、肉で釣っただろ。
単純なやつは釣りやすくて助かる。結構金はかかったけど。
With a knowing smile, Sasazaka gestured at my collar. Meat? Looking at her profile, her favorite food was listed as meat. So they swayed her with expensive food.
白石さんよりは人脈もあるし、少しは頼りになるだろう。
Huh? But why can't Shiraishi go and talk to this person?
ああ、そりゃ絶対無理だわ。桜川さん、
Fair
白
enough.
石さんのこと苦手だから。顔見ただけでダッシュで逃げるし。
I see. I think I know how she feels. He's scary, but in a different way than Sasazaka is. The way he acts, the way he looks at you, like you're a lab rat, he's almost incomprehensible. I get the feeling that he's kind of like the people who put this collar on me.
もし約束を無視しようとしたら、肉を目の前でちらつかせればどうとでもなる。
Right.
他にも事情を隠した上で協力してくれるやつはいるかもしれないが、まずはといったところだな。
俺たちも捜査する上で現場に行ったり聞き込みはするけど、事件の新情報はどうしても遅れを取っちまうから。
警察のデータベースあさってみてもめぼしい情報は得られなかったしな。
Eh?
何？
Nothing. When Sasazaka was on the force, he used to work in cyber crimes division. So he's probably been illegally accessing police computers. I had a feeling that was the case, but I didn't feel like voicing my suspicions.
とにかく可能な範囲で警察内部の動きを探ってくれ。
My boy. Got it.
白石は興味のある事件にしか気が向かないしな。今はそれも難航しているようだが。
Suddenly, there was a knock on the door. Somebody's here. I made sure my collar was hidden, then looked over at the door. Oh, I know what's happening. My fucking character's gonna be an idiot, isn't she? Yanagi suddenly Yanagi's hand covered my mouth. Huh? What is he? When I looked at him in confusion, he silently shook his head. He's telling me not to talk. I nodded and Yanagi moved his hand.
探偵事務所さん、警察です。巡回連絡に来ました。
If you talk, bitch. At this hour? Where have I heard that voice before? Do not! No! Why did you talk? No! Keep your mouth shut! Everyone gave me a sharp look for blurting out Okazaki's name.
今声が聞こえましたよ。
Damn it!
いるなら早く開けてください。
Even I would know better. You hear that man's voice and you go, nope. Come on. I'm with the boys on this one. I'm like, girl, really? Come on. They all heaved sighs, and I hung my head, as you should. Sorry.
マジでバカ猫。
Shut up. Ugh.
岡崎、客が来てるんだ。今日は帰ってくれ。
お客さん？あ、猫さんでしょう。
I am not happy.
猫さんなんだそれ。
Don't ask, please. He's talking about me, actually. I told them about the time Okazaki tried to talk to me. I wasn't gonna give him my name.
ああ、なんだそりゃ。つってもごまかすためだし仕方ねえか。俺らも口裏合わせなきゃだよな。
I hate this so much already.
適当に依頼受けたことにすりゃいいだろう。猫探しとか。
Oh, shut up.
探偵事務所が表向きだってことは岡崎も知ってる。適当な依頼内容じゃあいつは食い下がるぞ。
ちゃ、めんどくせえ。
別に事情を話す必要はない。本物の探偵にも守秘義務はあるしな。
I nodded at Yanagi's explanation. Once I understood, he opened the door.
やっと開けてくれた。イルスなんてひどいな。
I wish we had just all stayed quiet. Hoshino. Okazaki strolled into the middle of the room and smiled at me.
猫さんこんばんは。
Hello. For now, we've decided that I'll start contributing to the investigations tomorrow. If I stay here any longer, I might let something slip and cause problems. I should leave this to them and go home. Then that settles my business. Thank you for taking on my request. Pretending to be a client, I then started to leave the room.
あ、待って。
Until Okazaki blocked my path. This felt familiar.
もう遅いから俺が送るよ。女の子一人じゃ危ないから。ね。
I knew it. But you don't have your, but didn't you have your own business to attend to here?
また戻ってくるから大丈夫。ほら、行こう。
He's saying all that while smiling again. I turned around to ask people behind me for help, but nope.
ここで引き止めるのは逆に怪しいな。
That is fair.
ほっとけ。いくらバカ猫でも岡崎くらい適当に流せるだろう。
You all suck.
今朝なんともなかったんなら大丈夫じゃね。
Ah, they're giving up because I'm not worth it. Fuck you all.
ね、早く行こう。あんまり遅くなると家の人が心配するだろうから。
My refusal this morning had no effect, and they wouldn't work now, as I expected. I left the place with Okazaki pushing my back. Okazaki started heading in the direction of my home without asking for directions. He's only been there once. This guy's got a pretty good memory. Okay. During my odd feeling of admiration, I realized I hadn't said a word since we left. This is awkward. Not every interaction has to have a conversation, kiddo.
ね、聞いてもいい？
Oh, sure. What is it? Okazaki gently broke the silence, as if he sensed the tension. Although it'll be problematic if he asks something I can't answer.
猫さんがあの探偵事務所に依頼を持ち込んだ時なんだけどね。
Straight to that.
土下座の他に何かした？
Excuse me? What else?
考えてみたんだけど、あの人たちが土下座をされただけで依頼を受けるかなってちょっと不思議だったんだ。
You see? I desperately racked my brain and said what came to mind. The truth is, I paid them a large sum of money. I don't know whether or not they're in a financial trouble, but I think that sounds like a valid enough reason to take a job. but they aren't really they aren't really enticed by cash. I was aware of this, so I just felt like I had dug my own grave.
ああ、そっか。それなら受けてくれるかもね。
But Okazaki nodded as if he understood. Understood. I was relieved that I hadn't just blown it. If I had, he would really suspect me. That said, I did find it curious that Okazaki would accept money as a legitimate reason. He draws a government salary, right? Maybe he's fallen on hard times. My thoughts had wandered off on a tangent. Glancing at the Shinjuku office buildings, I thought of the future. Starting tomorrow, I'll be working together with the others. I still didn't know anything about them. I didn't just need to learn about X Day. I needed to learn about the group members. We'll finally be working together, so it'll be good to get to know them better. The perfect guy to help me with that was walking right in front of me. Okazaki?
何?
Well, I did choose that detective agency back there to take my job, but I've only met them a few times, so I don't know whether I can really trust them. Okazaki, is there anything about those people that you can tell me? Anything at all to reassure me? I was posing as a client, so I didn't think this was a strange thing to ask. My heart pounded as Okazaki looked at me.
いいよ。俺が知ってること教えてあげる。
Oh, thank you very much.
まずは柳さんからね。あの人は大人だと思う。
Huh?
他の3人と違って一歩引いて物事を見極めてるっていうか。それにタケルくんとミネオくんが喧嘩するたびに仲裁してるよ。こうどっしりしてて探偵事務所のお父さんって感じ。
Father. Oh, 1 second. The image fit him to a T, and I giggled at how I don't know that word. It was. How appropriate it was. Then what about Sasazuka?
タケルくんはね、ああ見えて優しいんだよ。
Nice. Really?
あ、その顔は信じてないでしょ。
No, it's just Sasazuka always acts so prickly.
でもたまにドーナツくれるよ。それやるから帰れって言われちゃうけど。
Sounds like a bribe. Wait, isn't that just him trying to bribe you to leave with donuts?
あとミネオくんは見ての通りだよね。
Oh, is that all?
うん。あ、そういえば彼のデスクに胸キュン告白100選って本が置いてあったよ。付箋もついてた。きっとロマンチストなんだよね。こっそり付箋がついてたページ見ちゃったんだけど。聞きたい？
Oh, no, I don't. No, I think I'll pass.
そう？あとは白石さんか。彼はおかしな人だよね。
Weird? It seemed like I might finally gain some valuable intel. I looked at Okazaki with expectant eyes. When you say weird, what do you mean specifically?
実はあの人。怒ってる時でも顔は笑ってるんだよ。観察してると違いが分かって面白いかな。
Okay. I expected so much more than that. Nothing Okazaki had told me had much substance to it at all. I suppose Okazaki must observe these guys in the agency a lot to notice all these details about them. I snuck a sideways glance at Okazaki. For some reason, there was an eye mask in the pocket of his well-worn suit. He wore an absent-minded look and a flippant manner of speech. If it wasn't for his badge, I'd never believe that he was an SP officer.
ねえ、俺の顔に何かついてる？
Is that an SP badge? I've seen them in dramas, but I wondered if that's what they actually looked like. I was just trying to make small talk, but I also wanted to know more about him, so the question slipped out. My curiosity overpowered my mental defense. It just felt like something was off about him.
うん、当たりだよ。正真正銘の SP バッジ。
Without even a hint of caution, he confirmed his position in the SP.
今もある任務があって、事務所周辺を張ってるんだ。
A mission.
あの男は X デイ事件を捜査中の俺たちを守るという任務についている。警視庁警備部警護課の岡崎圭だ。
I remembered what Yanagi told me earlier.
だから彼らのことはよく知ってるよ。知っておかないといけないからね。
I knew this was weird. Why was Okazaki protecting them when they'd all quit the police force? Or was it his official mission to protect him? Or was it his official mission to protect them, while his objective was something else? I knew I had to tread lightly, but there were so many questions I wanted answers to. If he's assigned to their office, I might run into him again. Right now, I wanted to know more about the people around me. Ooh. Okay, we're officially on chapter 1. Okay. What are you trying to protect? Okazaki, what are you trying to protect? The SP protects important individuals. Apparently, he was protecting Yunagi's group, but I didn't know why. If that was just a pretext, then what was he really trying to protect? The question slipped out as I pondered this. Oh no, was that too direct? But the damage was done. Okazaki's smile disappeared. He watched me silently. Nobody would smile when they'd been questioned about their mission. What if he suspects me because of this?
何を守ろうとしてるのか。
Huh? Okazaki's gaze dropped, and he looked like he was asking himself the question. Even though it was a misguided, blunt question, was it really such an unusual question for an SP officer to be asked? As I was nervously watching him, Okazaki suddenly looked up and was smiling.
特別なものだよ。
Huh?
俺が守るべきものはね、特別で大切でとても重くて。
Hello! Welcome to the stream! We just got on to Okazaki's route. The warmth in his voice felt to me like the task he described was very dear to him. He radiated unadulterated faith, a goal he wanted to fulfill at any cost. That was what I felt from his thoughts. I know this is just what happens on TV, but SP agents protect special people like VIPs, right? Just in time, I managed to steer the conversation back on track.
そうじゃなきゃいけない。じゃなきゃ俺が SP でいる意味がないから。
It's that important to him? I assumed he took life more lightly. I had started to relax while talking to him, completely following his conversational lead. I discovered that breath. I discovered that beneath his act was a more unshakable determination than that I'd imagined. Well, it only makes sense, and as an SP officer, he risks his life for his job. As a fellow police officer, I knew that we affected the lives and deaths of other people, but I had assumed less of him. I was ashamed that I sold him short until now. I'm sorry.
どうして謝るの？
Well, I was prying into your job. I shouldn't have done that.
なんだ。気にしないで。ちょっとびっくりしただけ。誰を守ってるのかとか、どういう仕事なのかとか、そういうのだったら普通だけど、何を守ろうとしてるのかって改めて聞かれるとちょっと困るね。
You're right. I suppose that makes sense.
じゃあ、俺も聞いていい？君は何を守ろうとしてるの？
Huh? I didn't expect to have I didn't expect to have my question turned on me, so my thoughts ground to a halt. Shinjuku, which was ruled by fear, the people living in terror, my friends, relatives, and my brother Okazaki. And you're right. It's tough to put an answer to that question into words.
でしょ？
He felt that it was pointless to be in the SP if he wasn't protecting something important. Like him, I also became a cop because I wanted to protect something. I still do. I didn't want to lose the part of me that had worked to become a police officer. I feel the same way. The thing that I'm trying to protect are very important to me.
そっか。
After that, we chatted about lighter things as we walked. Thank you for taking me home.
またいつでも送るよ。
That would definitely be problematic. I was going to watch Okazaki leave, but I saw him watching me intently. What is it?
ねえ、君は困ったことがあって、あの探偵事務所に依頼したんだよね。
Oh, yes, that's true.
俺もね、探し物をしてるんだ。彼らなら見つけてくれるかなって思ってた。
Past tense. Judging from the innocent smile on his face, whatever he was looking for seemed to be something he sincerely wanted to find. I was drawn in by his smile, which was able to warm even my heart. Did Yanagi's office help you find it?
もうすぐ見つかりそうかな。そんな予感がしてる。君。
Oh, crud. Wrong button.
もうすぐ見つかりそうかな。そんな予感がしてる。君に会った時から。
Me?
じゃあまたね。おやすみなさい、猫さん。
Before I could ask him what he meant, Okazaki spun around and left. He is quite mysterious. He is quite a mysterious individual. But he was someone who took his job very seriously and had a fiery determination to protect others. I also have to do my best to protect what is precious to me, to protect what is precious to me too. As I reflected upon Okazaki's attitude, I was reminded of my own personal situation as a police officer. When I got home, I could hear Kazuki laughing in his room. In the doorway, I noticed another pair of boys' shoes. I glanced up at the clock. It was long past midnight. I should send him home. It'd be dangerous to make him leave. It'd be dangerous to make him leave now. Kazuki, can I talk to you? Without a reply, the door opened and Kazuki's irritated face peeked out.
何？今友達来てんだけど。
I know that, but is your friend's family okay with it? Did you make sure to tell them so they know he's safe? Kazuki clicked his tongue and glared at me.
大丈夫だから放っておいてくんない。
He tried to close the door, but I stuck my slipper in before he could. That's not all right. His parents might be worried, you know. Just tell me whenever you called them or not.
うるせえな。大丈夫だって言ってんだろ。
I saw somebody behind Kazuki. Akito Sera, 18.
こんばんはお姉さん。遅くまですみません。
Ah, Akito. Good evening. Akito was Kazuki's best friend. Well, that's what I assumed he was because he came over so often. It's dangerous to go out at this hour, so I don't mind if you stay the night.
あ、すみません。じゃあ泊まらせてもらうって親に連絡しておきます。
Yeah, please do that.
もういいだろう。じゃあな。
Kazuki kicked my slipper out of his doorway, and it caromed off the hallway wall. With a tiny sigh, I slipped my foot back into the slipper. I organized the discarded mass of shoes in the entrance, thinking of Kazuki. Kazuki went to high school within Shinjuku. He persuaded our parents to let him go to school here, provided he stay with me, and left our distant hometown of Niigata. I'm sure Mom and Dad are worried. I contacted them every once in a while. Wanting him to stay safe if possible, I once suggested to Kazuki that it'd be a good idea to stay home and not go to school. But he just said, "Are you kidding me?" in a really threatening tone. Discouraged, I went into the living room and plopped down on my bed. I absentmindedly turned on the TV where the X-Day incidents were dominating the news coverage. While pondering life in general, my thoughts drifted to Kazuki. He didn't used to be that way. I came to Tokyo right after I graduated. When I lived in Niigata, even if we didn't get along, we could at least speak normally. But ever since he started staying here, our relationship has worsened. Day by day, it felt like we were drifting further and further apart. I wish we could go back to how things were. Groggily turning, I felt the foreign object around my neck and snapped back to reality. That's right, for Kazuki. I need to uncover the truth behind X-Day. I couldn't simply count on Yanagi's group. I wanted to contribute too. I got up and picked up the remote to shut off the TV.
では次のニュースです。若者から高い支持を集めている衆議院議員の三国玲氏が
Oh, I remember him. When I was back at the academy, he had some really passionate supporters.
本人も新宿内にいる身として隔離された新宿区への安全保障を呼びかけるとともに X デー事件に言及し
I don't know how the government does things, but it seems like the police aren't the only ones having problems.
警察の落ち度と司法の在り方について批判した発言が問題沙汰にされており
Right. I need to worry about myself. Scolding myself for getting distracted, I turned off the TV. I'll be starting my investigation tomorrow, so I should review the cases. Okay. I booted up my PC to go over some articles about the X-Day incidents. Which one should I review? All right, we're gonna go through them all. Yeah, there's no order specific. Okay, we're going through all of them. Let's do this. Police abduction incident. April 4th, 20XX. It all began with this video. A video on the Shinjuku Station TV showed a group of what appeared to be tied up police.
汚れた日本を再生するため、これより X デーへのカウントダウンを開始します。
The altered voice disclosed a list of scandals the four people were accused of. Collusion with organized crime, embezzlement, trumping up evidence, excessive use of force, bullying fellow officers into suicide.
彼らのような犯罪者には裁きを下さなければなりません。我々は世界の断りを再生させる。弱者が虐げられるだけの世の中を変えるのです。
Viewers wondered if it was a tacky commercial. The indifferent voice echoed through Shinjuku. Then the video displayed these words.
X デイへのカウントダウン9。
The gruesome countdown mentioned at the start of the video had begun. We'll finish this one up and then we'll take a quick break. Officer abduction and murder. May 4th. The officers in the disturbing video hadn't been found, and the situation turned dire. This was broadcast online, unlike in April. After that short intro, gunshots rang out. When judgment was rendered, the voice spoke. The police arrived far too late. The death of one officer was confirmed. However, many others' bloodstains were found. The other 3 victims had just vanished. April X-Day incident has been added to materials. May X-Day incident has been added to materials. Which one should I review? And with that, we're gonna take a really quick break. We are gonna studio, VTube room. All right. We are quickly just gonna take a break from everything. I'm gonna go grab something to drink and whatever. And yeah, so with that, I will be back in a little bit to continue the game. Hopefully we make it onto his route before the end of stream. If not, that's okay. But yeah, I will be right back. All right, we're gonna get back into the game. I had some food, but it's Mary, guess what? I actually have food next to me today. I actually have food. I have food today, and I've been nibbling throughout the stream. So let me just go ahead and transition over at a studio, and let's go ahead and get the music off. There we are. Brilliant. All right, and we are good to go. But yeah, let me catch you up. So what has happened so far is we told Takeru to fuck off. We told Takeru to fuck off. Okazaki followed us home, fell asleep on us, and then told us we were a good person and is now calling us Nico-san. We are now also on his route. We are on his route. We have agreed to assist the organization group, like Yanagi's group, in investigations relating and involving X-Day, and we're gonna help them out. Right now, we are reviewing all of the X-Day incidents from April to, I think the last one was in June. Oh, shit. November, since November. All right. How do you feel? Are you caught up? Do I need to explain anything else? Let me know. I need water. Oh, something else you missed. My computer completely broke. My laptop is, I have no laptop anymore. My laptop is broken. So I was scrambling since late last night to move everything. Who Takeru? Blue-haired boy you hate. Need I say more? Blue-haired boy you hate. But yeah, right now we're just reviewing all of the X-Day incidents. We're just finished April and May, and we're on June. All right. Middle school explosion. June 4th, an explosion. Oh, there was a notification. June 4th, an explosion occurred at a middle school in Shinjuku, killing all members of the class. They were doing a science experiment at the time, so it was initially ruled as an accident. However, the damage caused changed the ruling. The Roman numeral, I think it's 6, 5, no, it's 7. I think the Roman numeral 7 was drawn on the roof of the building, and a coin was found at the at the site, identical to the ones in the May crime. It's likely linked to April and May cases. No fingerprints were found at the scene, and all people present perished. So much is still unknown about this case. Explosive residues were found, but they were from easily obtained components. A school festival had been held recently, so determining suspects has been difficult. Afterwards, the group calling themselves Adonis uploaded a video in the middle of June.
痛ましい事件が起きてしまいました。ですが、これは無差別殺人ではありません。どれほどの罪を負っていたか知れば、皆さんにも納得していただけるでしょう。
Sorry, can't go back.
我々アドニスは悲しみを救済するため、罪人への裁きを続けます。X デイへのカウントダウン。7。
Yeah, it's 7. I was right, it's 7. A dedicated investigations office in Shinjuku Station was set up to handle X-Day cases. Added to materials. July. I'm gonna go in order. Oh my lord. Stalker murder. June 1st. A man who had been stalking a woman was killed by a bystander. The assailant was caught on the spot. Many witnesses' accounts thought it was a legitimate act of self-defense. However, the assailant was previously taken into custody as a suspect for the May X-Day incident, so he's currently in detention. Afterward, the Roman numeral 6 and another coin were found at the victim's residence. Both the assailant and the stalking victim were suspected to have ties to Adonis, but no evidence was found to corroborate this. Corroborate this. In early August, Adonis released a video declaring the incident part of the countdown. That's a really stupid voice. That's such a stupid voice, but I love it.
彼は一人の女性を救ったヒーローだというのに。女性は昔からストーカー被害を訴えていたにもかかわらず、警察は取り合わなかった。我々アドニスはこの悲しみを見過ごせず、被害者に代わり裁きを下しました。X デーへのカウントダウン6。
I'm on the right track.
そして
Numbers are working.
今月はカウントダウン5。近々再び裁きが下ります。
Next. August. Online gamer serial killings. This incident had the most victims aside from the June middle school bombing and crumbled the public opinion of internet users. August 2nd, 3 men were shot to death in Shinjuku. However, their locations in the city, times of death, and their ages were unrelated. However, the numeral goal, I'm just counting down in Japanese now. I've switched languages. Was left at each crime scene in addition to the coin. The killings were declared related to X-Day. From August 5th to August 7th, 3 people were killed per day, making 9 victims in total. Including the first 3 victims, all of the deceased played the same online game, and a thread that bound the victims was found. The police appealed for caution, but the game has millions of players across the country, and panic erupted nationwide. There were many victims, and obstacles like hackers attacking the game servers made the investigation extremely difficult. Then, on August 14th, 3 more players of the game were killed at different locations. All victims belonged to the Shinjuku Guild. They were all Shinjuku residents. It was speculated that in-game bullying might have been what sparked these killings. There was a terrible fear that a large number of people had been complicit in the murders. On August 18th, a suicide victim was found who claimed to regret bullying others online. This person was not a resident of Shinjuku. In late August, another video was uploaded.
無差別殺人だ。正義がないとおっしゃる方が多いようですね。あなた方は知らないだけです。彼らは殺される必要があった。裁かれるほどの罪を犯したのです。我々は未来の被害者を救ったのですよ。X デイへのカウントダウン5。
The country was in fear of Adonis, yet distrust of the police mounted, mainly due to their ineffectiveness on the X-Day cases. For now, the damage was limited to Shinjuku. But what if Adonis turned their eyes outward? If bullying in the video game warranted death, what sort of sin would merit judgment next time? Anyone could be next. This incident was the impotence for the Shinjuku Quarantine Act, as well as the repeal of the swords and weapons control law within Shinjuku. August is added. September. Ah, yes. September 7th. Another video was uploaded declaring that the countdown to X Day had reached Sun, and displaying Adonis's signature coin.
自分はこの世界から必要とされていない。そんな風に思ったことはありませんか？
No, it's Hachi, isn't it? It's not Sun, it's Hachi. I can't count. Have you? Okay.
生まれてきたことが間違い。存在する意味がない。未来を望めない。そんな世界を作り出したのは誰でしょう？本当に不必要なのは誰でしょう？絶望の色を生み出した人間にアドニスが正義の裁きを下します。X デーのカウントダウン4。
No, wait, what? Mary, no! What have we talked about safe driving? For God's sakes! Please! For God's sakes, Mary! Drive safely! Please! I beg of you! Stop going so fast! Drive safely! I'd like you to live a long life to annoy me and everyone else we know. Please be safe. Oh my gosh. On the 7th of September, the hanged body of Ken Hachisuka. Oh my god, I'm rolling my eyes at you, Mary. Ken Hachisuka was, who lived alone, was discovered in his apartment by his girlfriend. The police believed it to be a murder disguised as a suicide. Only a Roman numeral was discovered at the scene, not the coin. God, race car driver, calm down, okay? The police firmly believed this to be another X-Day killing and investigated. It was discovered that another man visited the apartment on the day of the murders. Of the murder. I'm only joking. You better be. I would be so mad if you weren't joking, Mary. God damn it. The visitor's name was Yuki Sanamori. Oh my god, this fly. Go away! He also attended the same free school as the victim, and they had interacted before. His fingerprints were found at the scene, and the police investigated him as a likely suspect from room. Oh my god. I'm judging! Mary, I'm judging! Sanamori claimed to be a chosen one and had a coin like the others that were found. Analysts found the coin to be exactly the same as those found at previous X-Day scenes. The police arrested Sanamori as an X-Day suspect and ceased further investigations. Then, 1 month later, on October 7th, another video declaring the countdown had reached Sun, displaying Adonis's signature coin, was uploaded to the internet.
俺はこの世界から必要とされていない。幸せを望むことを許されなかった。この世に生まれ落ちたその時から。だから我々も捨てましょう。悲しみを作り出すものを壊しましょう。X デーのカウントダウン3。
Investigations was concerned about the September video, but the suspect, Sanamori, was already in custody. Also, no new X-Day style events had occurred, and no deaths were reported. However, the day after the video went live, Sanamori hung himself in the cell. The police had lost their only X-Day lead, and the truth was shrouded in darkness. September X-Day incidents. Which one should we? Okay, we have one more left. Thank God. Okay, let's do this. We got this. We got this. We can move on. Disguised traffic incident. Disguised traffic accident incident. Jesus Christ. November 5th, a collision between a truck and a motorcycle officer led to fatalities. Come on. Sorry. 1 moment. Okay. This was initially reported to be an accident, but surveillance camera footage revealed that the traffic lights had been manipulated, and the incident was reclassified as an X-date event. The Roman numeral Ni was discovered at the scene, and one of the victims was holding the signature coin, but this was not publicized. An investigation treating this as part of an X-date case was started. After this, Adonis uploaded another video to the internet.
世の中には生きてはいけない人間がいます。保身、権持欲、承認欲求、優越感。それらを満たすためだけに他人の尊厳を踏みにじる者。醜い欲にまみれた自我を持つ人間たちに我々アドニスが正義の裁きを下しました。X デイへのカウントダウン2。
November is added. Oh. That's enough for now. I think this is enough for now. Even for a summary, there was much to digest. Even if I decided to undertake this on my own, I would have no idea where to start. I would have plenty of good ideas on where to start. You got a lot of intel there. I needed some direction. Oh, and if someone is working the month's cases, we'll be working on it together. The letter said I needed to grasp the truth of X Day. In that case, it might be quickest to investigate them as a whole with Yanagi, as he was also sympathetic about the caller. Enomoto is looking into April and May, I think. The first case, huh? The April and May incidents started it all. There might be some good hints there. I had a personal interest in August, when the quarantine and weapons policy were enacted. Kazazuga is on August. I wonder if we'd really cooperate, though. We would. Next was... that just leaves Shiraishi. Shiraishi was scary in his own unique way. Out of the whole group, he was the only person who was openly enjoying my situation. He had a unique way of viewing my caller. He saw it as a source of great amusement. Besides, Shiraishi is the only one who could most easily plant the letters. If someone at the station slipped a letter into investigations files, I had to be wary. However, the most obvious suspect wasn't some shadowy mole, but rather Shiraishi. If I'm going to investigate Shiraishi, I'll probably have to work on the case he has. He moved between the police and Yanagi's group. It was odd that he decided to reopen the already solved September case. I'm so confused. Further complicitating things, I'd have to work my day job while secretly investigating. I'm terrified, but I have no choice. Okay, I've got a handle on what I have to do. I had a rough day of what I'd have to do starting tomorrow, so I sighed in relief. Speaking of which, they told me to go to Sakuragawa for help getting intel out. I'll go see her tomorrow. December 7th, 11:30 a.m. The next day. I was on call during my lunch break, and I could be summoned at any time. Before I eat, I should go see Sakuragawa in forensics. Hold. Okay, we go straight to forensics. Sometimes it's weird and we have to go other places first, but straight to forensics. I took a deep breath in front of the door in forensics and knocked. Excuse me. I opened the door and spoke to a man sitting just beyond it. Good afternoon. I'm Kira Hoshino from the SRCPO local office. Is Kotoho Sakuragawa here?
お疲れ様です。ちょっと待っててください。おい、桜川。
A woman seated at a desk further inside reacted to the call. She was a woman I'd seen in the photo. This was definitely Sakuragawa.
なんだよ。今手が離せな。
It is cool. This is Sakuragawa. Sakuragawa-san, 27. Sakuragawa's eyes went wide when she saw me, and she approached me right away. Good afternoon, I'm...
知ってる。ついてきな。
With the curt response, Sakuragawa exited the room immediately, without even waiting for me to do likewise. I anxiously hurried after her. She took me to the roof. We would obviously be less likely to be seen or overheard up here. She is really pretty. Sakuragawa is so pretty. I wish she was a root, but this is a Japanese game. Sakuragawa narrowed her eyes and scouted the area and spoke once she thought it was clear.
あんたのことは笹塚から聞いてる。柳さんがやってる探偵事務所に X デー事件についての依頼が来たんでしょ。調査協力者を警察に送り込んだから世話してやってほしいって。ほんと迷惑な話だよ。
I'm sorry. Sakuragawa shot a doubtful and disapproving glare at me.
あんたさ、バレたらクビだって分かってんの？
I thought this was just a meet and greet, but Sakuragawa cut right to the chase. She was testing my dedication to the investigation. I thought I'd been doing everything I could each day to protect Shinjuku and its citizens. I thought that the X-Day investigation was in a distant, different world than mine. But now, I was right in the thick of it. I want to do everything I can. There are things I need to protect. Obviously, getting involved with Yanagi's investigation would be a violation of my duties. But my real duty, the duty of the police, was to protect the safety of Shinjuku Ward. As a police officer, I wanted to protect whomever I could. If I was paralyzed by my position or methods, then I'd never make any progress solving the cases. Even if that means I can't stay on the force. I made up my mind and looked straight at Sakuragawa. I came to you with all of that in mind. It might be against regulations, but I will do my duty as a police officer. I swear that I am determined to do that. When I made my intentions clear, Sakuragawa's eyes went wide, and she dropped her gaze.
そこまで言われて断ったら、私の方が悪者みたいじゃん。
She looked up at me, sighing.
わかった。できる限りは協力するよ。まあ、笹塚と約束もしてるしね。
My jaw's been hurting lately. I need to get that checked. Really?
でも、私に不利になることまでは協力してやれないからね。
That's fair. That is very fair. Of course, that's only natural.
アドバイス程度のことしかできない時でも、絶対文句は言わないこと。わかった？
わかった。はい。She relented, perhaps because of how vigorously I was nodding.
まあ、何かあったらおいで。空いてる時間なら対応してあげる。
Sakuragawa finished with a weak smile. I bowed deeply to her. Thank you so much.
やめて、大げさすぎ。
Her face scrunched up in displeasure, and she folded her arms, sulking. I'm glad she seems like a good person. Oh. Oh, no, oh, okay. I was new, so I didn't know many people here. It was gratifying to know her when I had no idea who I could rely on in this situation. The next steps depend on me. I have to do my best not to trouble her too much. Oh, Then my phone vibrated in my pocket. Yes, this is Hoshino.
星野、事件だ。被害者が出た。
Huh?
住宅街での犯行らしくてな。現場が混乱してる。特防にも応援要請が入った。すぐに向かうぞ。
Yes, sir. I hung up the phone and saw Sakuragawa running for the rooftop exit. I was sure she had had orders to move out too. I have to hurry. I put my phone away and started running.
X デーをお知らせします。私たちは忘れてはならない罪を生み出した者のことを。これがゼロになった時、死刑が執行される。救済方法はこのカウントダウンがゼロになる前にここに警察がたどり着くこと。早く助けて。死にたくない、死にたくない、死に。
On the way to the scene in the squad car, I watched a video while listening to Mochida explain the situation. The video had been sent to the public email address of the Shinjuku PD a few hours ago. Unlike past statements, this had to be sent only to the police. Oh, dang, brutal. Yep. This is not this. It's a violent game, which is probably why I like it. It's a scary situation, and yet you find romance. This had been sent only to the police for some reason. Apparently, Investigations HQ had enforced a gag order and were analyzing the video.
警察の動きを犯人側に知らせないための慣行令ということだが。
Well, clearly that didn't help.
まあ、今や捜査員の数も増えて、どこから漏れるかわからないのは事実だがな。
Mochida seemed somewhat annoyed by Investigations HQ behavior, as if they suspected that there was someone in the station working with Adonis. We don't know if there is, but that could be the truth. I softly touched my collar through my clothes. Any information I'd heard previously could be transmitted to the criminals. I have to tread very carefully. The gravity of the position I was in chilled me to my core. We were almost at the station. We're almost at the scene. Oh, a text. I subtly moved my phone so Mochida couldn't see the screen. It's from Sasazuka. Stop by on your way home. It was a short message, but the implication came through loud and clear. Sasazuka and the others had probably already caught wind of this crime. Even though the gag order is in place, they don't seem to have slowed down at all. Feeling strangely impressed, I closed my phone. Investigators and detectives were all over. Cautious bystanders were also gathered at the scene. Pandemonium was an apt way to describe it. We showed our police notebooks and entered the apartment where the homicide had occurred. Yes, the homicide. I love hummus as a side with chips.
異例の速さで現場を特定はできたようなんだが。
But we were still too late. We heard that the victim had already been killed and the suspect had fled the scene before the police arrived.
持ち場を確認してくるから待ってろ。
Yes, sir.
ちょっとそこどいて、邪魔だよ。
Ah, Sakuragawa entered the room wearing a forensics uniform. Her tense expression relayed the severity of the crime to me.
森岡さん、死亡時刻絞れました。
That's a cute uniform. MPD? Hajime Morioka, 38.
どうだった？
捜査員が現場に駆けつける10分から20分ほど前とみられます。
一歩遅かったか。
Seiji Minigishi, 32.
これまで完全に数歩先を行かれていたことを考えると大進歩とも言えるでしょうが、
間に合わなきゃ意味がない。被害者を出してしまった以上、手放しで喜べる状況じゃないぞ。
心得ています。だからこそ些細な情報も見逃せません。そのためにわざわざ現場に来たんでしょう。
無駄死にはさせない。
ええ。
桜川、被害者の身元は判明したのか？
田中悟、34歳。この部屋の住人で一人暮らしです。現在は無職。元はゲーム開発会社勤務。プログラマーだったようですね。
Fair enough, but I think the point of it is it's supposed to be like something that they can wear gloves with. Like they're supposed to be kind of more inconspicuous compared to the other police officers. They need something that they are going to feel bad getting dirty and something that can be probably more easily washed. They probably wanted to keep forensics more out of light than say other police officers because forensics don't really hold guns. They're not really technically officers. They're just working with the police because so they don't really carry guns. They're just bystanders basically. So I understand how you feel. It feels a little unprofessional, but at the same time I understand why it would be so casual because the last thing you want is to have to get something dry cleaned that's expensive when you're touching dead bodies all day. Like, how would you feel if you had to take your uniform into the dry cleaners for like literally the 7th time that week because you kept on getting like freaking calls about murders and you had to go in uniform and get them like get your hands dirty and like fluids are all over you and stuff and there's blood and you don't know what anything's been like what's touched anything. Like, I'd rather a sweater and sweatpants that I can get dirty and just throw in the washing machine than a uniform I have to get dry cleaned because like police uniforms, they're strict, especially in Japan. So I feel like because like she's still wearing her like normal uniform, but she just threw a sweater over top and a hat on. So I get it. You would wear a lab coat instead of a jacket. Fair. But this is also anime. It's also anime. But yeah, no, I get that. I listened to their exchange, making sure to stay out of the way. If they located the scene just a little bit sooner, this could have been prevented. Yeah, fair enough. But I guess, who knows? We have to also remember, because like, sometimes certain jobs in other countries work differently than jobs here in America and Canada. I don't know what it's like. Maybe forensics teams and morticians have very similar jobs. There's a fly. And like have similar jobs in Japan than America. I have no clue. I have no idea what their like whole system is like over there. You probably have better knowledge. I'm probably just... It's okay. Hey, it's a game. We're allowed to. We're allowed to overanalyze. But I want to keep in mind the fact that like in certain areas, some people and some jobs have more jurisdiction than say our normal officers would have jurisdiction for. Like I believe in Asia, a lawyer has the right to investigate crime scenes underneath the guise of like protecting their clients. They work as investigators as well, I believe. I don't know exactly where in Asia, but I know somewhere in Asia, lawyers also act as like police investigators. I don't know anything. Fair enough. Yeah, no, it's different in Asia, I believe. I could be totally wrong, don't quote me, but I believe that in Asia, certain jobs have more jurisdiction and more responsibilities than here in America, where you specialize in one. I was sure that the investigators felt that frustration more than anyone else here. I knew how it felt to be toothless. People's lives depend on my actions. Investigations aren't that simple. Personal actions or not, I would bear that burden. If I wasn't in a collected state of mind, then someone clapped me on the shoulder.
俺たちは周辺封鎖の手伝いと近隣住民への説明だ。犯行時刻からするとまだ犯人が近くに潜んでいる可能性も高い。取り逃がさないように慎重にな。
Yes, sir. After we set up the cordon and talked to the neighbors, we were told to gather information. Time flew by in a flurry of activity. I realized that it had gotten dark. Oh, chapter 1. Put off a jacket. I mean, what I'm saying is when it comes to crime scenes, sorry, 1 second. December 7th, 11:30 p.m. When it comes to crime scenes, because blood's not that hard. Mary, we are women. We have to deal with blood every month. Cold water and soap is all you need. And a good ton of bleach. But like, with certain police uniforms, you can't just throw them in, like certain pieces of clothing can't just be thrown into a washing machine. You have to take it to be like a dry cleaner to have it professionally cleaned and steamed and ironed because you can't have it wrinkled. Like it has to be cleaned a certain way. I'm saying that a sweater is a lot easier to clean because you can just throw it in a washing machine without having to worry about like it being wrinkled the next day. Like if it's wrinkled, it's wrinkled. It's a sweater. Who cares? But like you have to like with a button-up shirt and a tie for work, like you have to get that shit dry cleaned. Like you can't wash that in a normal washing machine. You'll ruin it. You'll ruin the fabrics. That's what I'm saying. It's probably also that way they're not walking around their workplace in like bloody uniforms for the rest of the day. That would help. Soon it would be midnight. I walked through the streets of Shinjuku alone. After we finished interviewing witnesses, I returned to the station and filed in a report. My whole body was racked with fatigue. I just want to go home and rest. What about scrubs? I feel like scrubs is very nurse. I guess you could wear scrubs, but like, I don't know. It's fair. It's a fair analysis. I get why one would wear scrubs, but I don't know. Like, you can't wear scrubs all day when you're an officer doing stuff. Like, I understand, like, if you're in a specific environment, you're wearing scrubs. Like, my sister, my sister's a nurse. She wears scrubs to work, and then she'll throw them off when she gets home. But, like, you have to look semi-professional in the workplace as an officer, so it'd be harder. I don't know. Nah, who cares? Scrubs or not. It's for design. It's for anime. For magical girl prowess. That's what it's for. I just want to go home and rest. Still. Fair enough. But morticians don't really, like, because I guess, I don't know. I don't know. Who cares? Yeah, who cares? But who cares? At the end of the day, who cares? Sweats are more professional than scrubs. Yeah, who cares? We didn't see her pants. But it doesn't matter. It is what it is. What it is. It's for anime. It's for animu. For magical girl. Oh my god, there's a fucking fly. I want it dead. Go away. Nah, it is what it is. Still, I also wanted to know what Sasuke and the others at the office managed to learn about this incident. I whipped myself into shape and began hurrying to the office. Huh? When I arrived in front of the office, I stopped in my tracks. Someone's collapsed. I'd seen the figure of somebody collapsed in the alleyway. Are you okay? As I rushed over in surprise, I was even more shocked when I saw his face. Okazaki? His eyes were covered in an eye mask, but from the rest of his appearance, it was definitely Okazaki. An eye mask? I leaned in to get a better look at Okazaki. This is what you chose, Mary. His rising and falling breaths were unmistakably the breaths of a sleeper. No way. He fell asleep here, of all places? I reached out to shake him awake, but my hand stopped just short of touching his shoulders. Actually, it would be better if he didn't see me. I'd be in trouble if the police found out about me. It'd be best to steer clear of him. But I can't just leave him here. Okazaki. Oh my god. I tried to calling him in a quiet voice, but he showed no signs of waking up. Okazaki! Oh my lord. This man. I raised my voice louder than before, but he still didn't wake up. What now?
そんなとこで何してるんすか?
He's so cute! I spun around to face the unexpected voice from behind me. There was a man standing there. I didn't notice him at all. Because of my job, I tended to be pretty good at noticing people nearby. But he was able to approach me from behind, and I'd completely failed to notice this man until he spoke. Listen, you have hair like protagonist. You have the energy of a not energy. What is it? You have the prowess of a protagonist, a female protagonist in a reverse harem. You don't notice shit.
またこんなとこで寝てるんすか、先輩?
Sir? I reflexively spoke and was met with a smile. The weirdos are worth it. I'm back. Welcome back! Oh, damn! Hey, nicely done. I hope you enjoyed it. We've just entered Okazaki's route, so you missed a bit, but you didn't miss that much. You can always rewatch the stream. But yeah, we're on Okazaki's route.
この人ね、一旦寝始めるとなかなか起きないんすよ。でも、こうすれば起きますよ。
Saying that, the man rolled up his sleeves. He also drew a handgun from his holster. What? Okazaki was up in a flash, and he unleashed a lightning-quick spin roundhouse kick. Holy shit! The gun was knocked out of the other man's hand. Yay! Okay. Oh boy. The man lost his balance, stumbled even further, and went down with a crash. My eyes couldn't keep up with how fast that takedown had been. What? What is happening?
あれ、吉成くんだったんだ。ごめん。
Of course, yes.
ひどいっすよ、先輩。
Aw, baby.
っていうか、途中で俺だって気づいてたでしょ?
Oh, that's rough, buddy.
せめて否定してください。
吉成くんなら避けられるかなって。殺気はないって分かってたし、つい。
I was so flabbergasted as I saw Okazaki casually brush the dirt from his uniform with a pleasant smile. I knew that SP officers were physically impressive, but the gap between my experience and the reality was pretty shocking.
あ、猫さん、こんばんは。
Okazaki smiled wanly, as if he had only noticed me there for the first time. He probably noticed me before. Despite how I found him, he had sharp senses. The fact that he reacted so casually like that, so casually, was likely due to his personality.
猫? ああ、この人が例の星野さんか。
Huh? Did I introduce myself? No, I don't recall ever doing that.
自分は吉成秀明と申します。岡崎先輩とコンビ組んでて。
吉成くん。
いたた先輩足なんで踏むんですか。
While I was confused by the greeting, Okazaki was angrily stepping on Yoshinari's foot.
俺もしかしてやらかしました。
Oh my lord. I noticed that Yoshinari had an SP badge on his chest too. Which means...
いやー、それにしても今日はいい天気っすね、先輩。
もう夜だよ、吉成くん。
そうっすよね。そう、こんな夜中に女性の一人歩きは危ないんじゃないですかね、先輩。
He was clearly trying to change the subject. Desperately so. Still looking annoyed, Okazaki let out a sigh and nodded.
それは俺も思う。いくら銃を持ってても夜は危ないよ。吉成くんの言う通り、君は可愛いから。
Okay, what?
はい、可愛いとまでは言ってません。
ね、吉成くん。
はい、そうっすね。
I don't feel complimented by you pressuring this sweet boy into accepting his fate. I don't want to hear that. It's dangerous to walk alone from a guy who falls asleep in alleyways. More importantly, I absolutely had to be cautious of Okazaki. Yoshinari's earlier panic had been trying to cover up the fact that they both had figured out my name. Which means Okazaki already knows.
吉成くん、タケルくんたちの様子を見てきてくれる？
了解っす。あとはお若い人たちでごゆっくり。
Youngins! After watching Yoshinari disappear, Okazaki smiled weakly.
彼の方が若いんだけどね。
Okazaki went quiet and we shared an awkward silence together. He was watching me. It looked like he wasn't sure how to break the ice. So you knew. Obviously he knew my name, but he'd probably also figured out my identity too. Okazaki nodded slightly with a troubled smile.
ごめんね。調べさせてもらった。立場上無視するわけにはいかなくて。
That much was obvious. To him, I was a strange woman who had approached the police. Okay, bye. Get lots of sleep. You need sleep. Please sleep. Please go to sleep. But yes, thank you for coming to stream. To him, I was a strange woman who had approached the people he was protecting. Knowing that, I had no right to complain about either his caution or the background check. SP could request coordination with the police, so if he looked me up, he'd know in no time. No, I should be the one to apologize for misleading you about my identity. Let me introduce myself. I'm Kida Hoshino from Shinjuku Police.
彼らに近づくのは仕事の一環？
It's a sign. Nah. Yes, it is a sign. This man follows. He is a puppy. This man is a puppy dog. I wasn't sure how to answer the direct question. Oh, walk through. I can't say. Right now, I had no idea if I should say yes or no. Even if I found a clever way to lie to him, it probably wouldn't work. And above all, I was very reluctant to lie to a fellow police officer. I can't say. After thinking it over, that's what I decided. Okazaki's demeanor didn't change, and he smiled wanly at me again.
そっか。じゃあ質問を変えるね。ね、君は警察官として動いてる？
Removing the collar was my top priority. In any case, my life was at stake. Still, I had a very strong suspicion that the collar would be a key to solving the X-Day incidents. And if I was the clue that would lead us closer to the culprits, then I certainly wanted to see that to its fullest extent. That was my conviction as a police officer. Yes. When I nodded, Okazaki seemed to smile in relief.
だったら大丈夫だね。
Someone... I have no idea if you can hear that in the background, but someone is vacuuming in the middle of my streaming. Why can no one take... Even when I frickin' put up notes, remind people I'm working, like, everyone decides just to be noisy and loud. I need to find a new place to work. That's good then. Yeah. In other words, he wouldn't be able to overlook it if I was acting on my own rather than as part of my duty as a police officer. That's fine. Damn it. Okazaki, is your mission to protect Yanagi and his team? Your mission is to protect Yanagi and his team. Is there some reason they're so valuable? After taking some time to reflect on the question, Okazaki's face turned slightly serious.
X デー事件が警察の体制に反感を持つ組織によるテロだとしたら、元警察の彼らにも危険が及ぶ可能性がある。特に彼らは在職時に能力を買われていた人材で、今は独自に X デー事件を捜査している立場でしょ。事件に巻き込まれる可能性が高いし、元は同じ組織だった彼らを放っておけないしね。
It was a plausible explanation, but he spoke like he was detached from it all. The SP's primary mission is to protect valuable people or regular civilians in great danger. Shinjuku had turned into a dangerous area, so there should be plenty of people in the city more important than Yanagi and his team. Moreover, it seemed bizarre to me that SP would task its valuable resources to address the potential threat of former officers. He's hiding something after all.
俺が守るべきものはね、特別で大切でとても重くてかけがえのないもの。
I could still clearly recall Okazaki's profound tone when he said that. Does he mean Yanagi's team? No, that's probably not it. The way he looked when he said that, he had to be referring to someone else. Is he watching Yanagi's group in order to protect that other thing? Does he suspect them of being on the other side?
困らせちゃったかな。
My expression must have given away the skepticism I felt. Okazaki shook his head with a bitter smile and spoke while looking up at the office building.
彼らを守る必要はあるよ。少なくとも今の俺にはね。犯人と接触する可能性があるくらい実力も捜査にかける熱意も本物だと思う。だからこそ俺は。
He abruptly paused. His gaze was distant, and then it dropped. Okazaki?
だから俺は彼らともっと仲良くなりたいって思うんだよね。
Sure.
いい人たちだし。
Right.
守るべき人間としてふさわしいか。それを知りたいっていうのもあるかな。
Don't you have it backwards? He'd been charged with protecting people, and he didn't even know if they were worth protecting.
それから君ともね。
え？
君とももっと仲良くなりたいな。
When he said that, I grew wary again. I felt like I was being misled in several ways. While it might have been a compliment, I had no idea of Okazaki's true intentions. So it felt disconcerting, I think. I think it's disconcerting. I'm sorry. I felt I should keep my distance.
ね、もしかして事務所に用事があったんじゃない？
I finally remembered what I originally came here to do.
やっぱり だったら俺も一緒に行くよ。
No. No, that's no, this is very bad. I couldn't speak openly with Yanagi's team if the topic of the collar was off limits. I could only imagine how upset they would be having Okazaki there. I'll be fine. I can get there on my own. I firmly denied him, but Okazaki just took my hand and dragged me along. Oh. There we go. What happened? Jesus. Okay.
遠慮しなくてもいいよ。
I'm not being shy. Okazaki wouldn't let go no matter what I said. I eventually entered the office, half dragged.
だからそもそも勝手に入ってくんなって何回言えばわかるんだよ。
Is that voice Enomoto?
照れなくてもいいんですよ、ミネオさん。この吉成秀明、たとえ槍が降ろうと四六時中あなた方を守ります。
Oh my lord. That's right. Okazaki sent Yoshinari ahead first. I timidly stepped into the noisy room.
キリッじゃねえよ。だいたい照れてねえし迷惑だって言ってんだ。
ははん、ミネオさんはまだ俺の進化を分かっていませんね。
なんだそりゃ。
俺はこう見えてすっごく役に立つ人間なんです。
Oh no.
例えばその本棚に隠してあるいかがわしい本、好きな子にバレそうになった時には俺がささっとさりげなく懐に入れたり。
うぎゃーお前俺の秘密をどこまで知ってんだよ。
あ、聞きたいっすか？じゃあ奥のベッドの下にある DVD のタイトルは
No!
やめてお願いだからそれ以上言わないで。
It was pretty obvious that Okazaki wasn't the only person who was viewed as a nuisance around the office. But they look like they're having fun. Maybe he actually gets along with Enomoto. I had taken the opportunity to enter, so Enomoto noticed me gawking at the scene in the doorway.
お前、岡崎まで。
Oh my god.
なんで連れてきてんだよ。
厄介なのが揃ったな。
Truly, I apologize. Yanagi emerged from behind the partition with an exasperated look on his face.
何考えてんだバカ猫。
Why am I responsible for that? Do I look strong enough to do that? Okazaki looked up from his Okazaki. I'm pretty sure that's meant to say Sasazaka. Sasazaka looked up from his computer to snipe at me. Ugh, those are some painful stares. But Okazaki ignored the criticism and turned to Sasazaka with a raised index finger.
こら、タケルくん。バカ猫はかわいそうだよ。せめて猫さんって呼んであげて。
That's not better. Look, Cat isn't my name.
あ、そうだよね。だったら、俺はちゃんと名前で呼びたいな。
My given name?
ね、呼んでもいい？
He flashed a smile that seemed quite pure, but my heart skipped a beat. Enchanted by that smile, I unthinkingly responded with downcast eyes. Sure, if you'd like.
おいおいおい、ちょっと待った。そこ、何ほのぼのしてんだよ。
Why? Shut up, Enomoto.
こら、そのボケボケ SP と和んでる場合じゃねえ
I'm
だろ。
going to beat the shit out of you. Shut up.
岡崎、悪いがこいつと個人的な話がある。今日のところは帰ってくれないか。
個人的な話？
Okazaki looked back and forth between Yanagi and I blankly. His shoulders dropped a bit and he sighed quietly.
わかった。吉成くん、帰ろ
う。また来るっす。次は差し入れ買ってきますね。
もう二度と来んじゃねえ。
When they left, everybody in the room sighed heavily. I did not. He dragged me. He brought me. They brought me. Enomoto, I am going to hurt you.
いつの間にそういう関
I
係に
will hurt you. Let's talk about the thing underneath your bed. Not at all. I just spotted him downstairs. I explained what happened earlier and how I'd been discovered.
やっぱりそうか。いずれはバレることだったろうし仕方ない。
Yep.
要は首輪のことがバレなければいいんだ。管轄も違うし、今のところは巡回ルートに入ってるとでも言ってごまかすしかないな。
とりあえず電波調べた限りじゃこの部屋が盗聴されてるようなことはね。そもそもあいつら機械音痴だから盗聴器をつけられるような心配ねえけどな。
Sorry, one second. I'm gonna try something really quickly. Oh, that got rid of chat. Oh, hey. Okay. Hopefully this actually helps with the stream. The chat speed. I've just changed the setting. Hopefully it helps. Oh, goodness. Okay. Yeah. Hopefully this helps. We're now up to speed. Hopefully this helps with the chat speed that I'm getting. That guy's okay.
それより窓の外に張り付いて盗み聞きしてる可能性の方が高いだろう。
What? That happened before? Even on the 5th floor? What's their image of those two? This wasn't the time to be imagining such things. I had a reason for coming here. So, about today's incident, how much do all of you know about it?
笹塚が得た情報の範囲だが。
Summing up what I had heard from Yanagi, we knew. The crime occurred at the victim's residence. The murder weapon was a suppressed firearm, so the neighbors didn't notice the gunshots. The victim was currently unemployed. He was employed at a game development studio. It's helping like I'm helping myself to window man. Okay, but how's the chat speed? Is it better? I have no idea if it's better. Hold on. I have no idea. Is it better? It could be, it could not be. I don't know. Let's hope it's better. Prophet hasn't come in today, though. I'm sad that Prophet hasn't come in today. I could have told her I've eaten. I've had food. I'm eating. It's a bit better. Okay, yay. All right, yay, that's a lot better. I'm actually getting your messages much faster now. I also have to remember, like, just to, like, it takes a minute for it to send through to me on YouTube. So this is actually much better than it was before. Before it was like a full, like, a good minute delay before I got your message, but this is a little faster. The victim was currently unemployed, blah, blah, blah. I think his name was Satoru Tanaka? It matched everything I knew.
お前の方で他に得た情報はあるか?
According to the statement from witnesses, yay. Okay, according to the statement from witnesses, the victim had moved in recently and seemed to have a nonchalant lifestyle. A nocturnal lifestyle. Also, he also seemed afraid to be of going outside.
当然だな。いつ自分が次のターゲットになるか気が気じゃなかったんだろう。
You're saying that he anticipated that he would be targeted?
コインも一致したし、確定だ。どうせ容疑者はすぐ捕まるだろうけど、あとは俺が調べる。
Oh, so Sasuke ignored my question and continued to his report.
被害者の田中悟は8月の事件の発端になった例のネットゲームの開発者だ。
Eh? I turned to Yanagi in surprise. I now understood what Sasuke was getting at. So that's why he knew he might be targeted. He must have been in constant fear. In August, many players of a popular online video game had been murdered. If Tanaka was part of the development staff for that game, he had a reason to be targeted.
ああ、だが問題はそこじゃない。今回の事件で重要視すべきなのは、これまでの X-Day 事件とは毛色が違うことだ。
What do you mean? You think it might be a copycat crime?
そこからかよ。
Boy! Boy! Oh my lord, this fly is gonna actually end. I'm going to get the fuck out of my room, fly! Okay, first off, Ichika, who is the main protagonist, MC, is not an investigator. She doesn't do this. Sasasuke sounded disgusted with me, but I paid him no mind and looked at Yanagi.
これまでと同じように現場にローマ数字やコインは残されていた。白石に確認したが、コインは例の特殊な作りのやつでな。模倣犯でないことは確実だ。
やっぱりわざとってことになるんすかね。くっそ腹立つ。
そうだな。じゃなきゃ犯人側の行動に説明がつかない。
What do you mean on purpose? Once I confirmed that I was still wasn't quite following along, Sasasuke pointedly sighed very loudly.
操作しないと殺すって言われてんだから、足りない脳みそ使って本気で考えろよ。考えたところで使えないだろうけどな。
Boy, this man speaks so rudely. Unless you give him donuts. I felt the blood rush to my face.
最低限の操作能力は知っときたいよな。お前はなんか不審に思う点とかなかったのか？
Suspicious? What was different about this crime? Oh. All right, it's probably going to be the last thing we do today, and then we're going to call it. The scope of the broadcast. First, the scope of the broadcast was smaller. Why is he so mean? Fuck him. Because that's just who he is. He's bickering. Also, he got trauma. He got severe trauma and trust issues, which, like, valid. The X-Day crime so far had used publicly viewable videos to highlight police scandals and the inaccuracies of the law. But for some reason, the video had been sent to the police.
そうだな。じゃあ、なぜ警察に限定して送ったんだと思う？
They only wanted the cops to know. They only wanted the police to know.
ああ、そうだ。
I patted myself in relief after getting it right.
ま、あっちの意図に挑発が含まれてるのは間違いねえけどな。動画の配信を警察内部に限定したのは、警察がすぐには一般公開しないと踏んでたからだ。さらに警察内部でも情報漏洩を恐れて、一部の人間にしか知らせねえってな。
つまり犯人は動画を見ることができる人間を一部に絞りたかったってことだ。
But all the others were shown access, across the nation. Why would they limit it this time?
そこをお前が考えて答えるんじゃねえの？
Yeah. They limited it, its release because they wanted to throw off investigation. Fucking fly! They wanted to derail the investigation, right?
そういうこと。ですよね、柳先輩。
これまでは全国に動画を公開していたが、多くの人間の目に触れる分、寄せられる情報も多かった。映っている人、場所、物、どんな些細な情報でも引っかかれば集まる。
ま、無駄な情報が多すぎても混乱するが、捜査側は情報が多いに越したことはない。
There was a specific reason why Adonis limited the release of the video, when they usually wanted the general public to watch. Because they were afraid that the police would catch on too quickly.
そう。まあここまで言えば、さすがに新人のお前でもわかるか。
But they still made a statement, knowing it could be a liability.
で、狙ったかのようなタイミングで、ギリギリ犯人が逃げた直後に、警察が現場に駆け込んだ。
そして、X デイ事件は単独犯じゃない。アドニスという組織ぐるみで行われている計画的な犯罪だ。 星野、ここまでの情報で犯人側アドニスの意図をどう推察する？
They deliberately sent the video to the police. They had chosen a window that ran the risk of the culprit being apprehended. The first thing I could conclude was the crime was poorly planned. Was the crime poorly planned?
そういうことになる。
Previous X-Day crimes were elaborately designed murders. No unnecessary evidence was left at the scene. Suspects with apparent motive had unnaturally clean alibis. The crime scene was nondescript video evidence. But this time that was all different. Whether or not they had done it for the thrill, they'd been far too that is a word I do not know how to read in their crime. If they were slower, they might have been caught. But they still made a video, which means...
なあ、何が考えられる？
They had prepared for that outcome. Even if they were caught, it wouldn't hurt Adonis. Okay. Rather, it might play right into their hands. Is that right?
ここまでたどり着くのにどんだけ時間かけんだよ。
Shut up, boy!
ま、最初だしな。捜査経験ねえのにすぐ分かっちまったら逆にビビるし。
ここに来てあえて計画性の浅い犯行を起こした理由はまだ推測の域だが、駒を切り捨てにかかった可能性は高い。
ま、今日の事件の容疑者はもうほぼ絞られてるはずだ。
なあ、おそらく近日中に捕まるな。
The conversation had moved past me again, and I thought hurriedly.
これだけヒントを与えても目的達成は揺るがないって自信があんだろう。だよな、首輪の向こうで聞いてるサイコ野郎。
I imagined a prick of pain to come from the collar in response to Sasuke's abrasive challenge, but the collar didn't respond or inject anything into my body.
何にせよ、アドニスのやり方が変わってきているのは事実だ。指揮系統が入れ替わったか、内部分裂か、これも計画のうちか。
それがつけ入る隙になるかもしれないっすからね。
As Enomoto nodded spiritedly, Yanagi muttered something.
白石が言うにはだいぶ前から変だって話だが。
っていうかこれ毎回やるのかよ。バカ猫への説明会。
Oh, come on! Leave me be! Huh?
根節丁寧に説明してやったところで時間の無駄としか思えないんだけど。
What? Sasuke's words struck a nerve. It was true I couldn't keep up with their discussion, and I was aware of my own limits. But you don't have to go and put it like that.
もともと8月は笹塚の担当だ。あとはお前に任せる。
了解。
Yanagi changed the subject without commenting on Sasuke's remark. I guess I should take this silence to mean that he agrees. It wasn't just Sasuke. Yanagi and Enomoto also thought poorly of my detective skills. And if I could give them any details on what went on in the station, that was enough. That was the only reason I was here. It was a painful realization.
で、お前はどうするんだ？どの事件を追うか決まったのか？
I looked up blankly in confusion at the sudden question. It calmed me somewhat. I mentally reviewed everything I knew about the X-Day incidents. Sasuke's right. This team had been pursuing the case for a long time, so it was clear I was wasting their time by getting involved without knowing anything. The Roman numeral left at the crime scene today was Ichi. The last number would be zero? It's just zero. I don't remember zero in Japanese. Leave me alone. There wasn't enough, even a month left until X-Day. What can I do during the brief time? My duty in this situation I'd been forced into. When I factored them both in, it was obvious. Compared to the rest of you, I don't have any outstanding talents, nor do I have much experience with detective work. But I want to help out in any way that I possibly can.
お前にできること?
Okay, I can listen to what other people are talking about. And with that, we're gonna call it there for the day. 1 second. Here. Close. Studio mode. Okay, let's go ahead and transition. Brilliant. What did you say, Mary? It's just Zeto? Okay, it is just Zeto. I wasn't sure because I could not remember for the life of me. But yeah, we're gonna stop there for the day. Thank you guys so much for coming out to the stream. It meant a lot to me. I've had so much fun. I absolutely adore this game, and I hope you are all enjoying it from watching it with me, because I'm certainly having fun. I apologize for all the technical difficulties. I'm still trying to figure out my setup and still trying to figure out how everything works. So I'm not a very good streamer, but I'm doing the best I can, and I'm having some fun, and I hope you are all too. With that, I am going to call it a day. I am gonna go finish my dinner, and which is sitting next to me. I've been eating throughout the stream. I'm gonna go finish my dinner, and I'm gonna go work on some stuff related to the channel. So I hope you all have a wonderful night, and yeah, have a lovely night. It was lovely hosting you, and I hope to see you for our next stream. And I believe the schedule should be up, if not tomorrow, Sunday. So yeah, with that, I am gonna get out of here.